This is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Wright. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Now a first carry here for their running back. How did he stay on his feet? And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They go play action here. Purdy. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. And the Rams in a perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And let's remember that last week that this offense, they played about as well as they possibly could play. Touchdown after touchdown. They were absolutely unstoppable in that game. They'll be hard-pressed to do it again, repeat that type of performance. But, boy, were they sensational just a week ago.
And that's incomplete. You look at this Niner defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to...
And he's going to take this one in for the Rams touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown touchdown of the season. And the Rams are on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards there and a Niner first. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. He's across midfield. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. 72 yards. And the 49ers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Well, this defense for the Rams, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Touchdown, Allen! A great play there. 38 yards. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. Racing to the end zone. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line. With such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams take a 3-touchdown lead. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. You talk about this Rams defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
Next receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Purdy. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Jaden Reed, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to add on to their first half lead.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Extra point right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Taken at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Play action, now it's Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's a 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 13-yard line. Purdy off the play fake. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Rams have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down, Jacobs once more. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Have the first down on a gain of 11.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. They find some open field here. Touchdown, 49ers. Josh Jacobs, 37 yards. And the Niners are able to claw one back. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 72 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far as a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now Purdy. That is caught. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here's Purdy. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nakua, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Rams have got it on cruise control. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss.
Now Daniels. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Down the left sideline. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Daniels. And my goodness, another interception. And the Rams are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Intercepted. The Rams take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Purdy now to throw. This is caught. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Garrett Wilson as the first half is winding down. And the Rams will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half.
Joshua Carney to kick off for the Rams.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll let this go deep for Collins. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
A final shot before break. Daniels. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. This taken in right around the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here? And now here is another interception. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Rams take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. A familiar refrain. A turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, After we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Daniels looking to throw. On a slant, here's Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. This one caught by Kittle. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. To the air goes Daniels. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 15 yards down to the 15 and a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second and 6. They go play action. Daniels sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat. And if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
Throwing now is Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Jacobs is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
3rd and goal. This L.A. Rams defense will try to bow up once more. Here's Daniels. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Well, I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. 3rd and 5. We're throwing here, Purdy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. They work now on 2nd and 9. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Purdy looking to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. But with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And the Rams got it. They bring it down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Daniels going to throw for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. from the gun. He'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Shotgun now with Purdy. Here's a diving catch right side. 13 yards down to the 13. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Now 2nd and 9. And they'll go right back to right. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Rams are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Brock Purdy scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Rams are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Off the play fake, Daniels. They'll roll him out right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, Daniels. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Now they'll change things up. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 78 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Rolling to his right. The ball comes out, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Purdy. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 12.
Here's Purdy. That is caught. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way